Philadelphia Eagles.
We are technically 5 miles east of Washington. Charles and I have been looking forward to this one all week, and we are underway from FedEx Field. And the opening kickoff will not be returned, as that will be a touchback. So now here comes the Eagles offense as they get ready to take over. And they'll be led out by their mobile quarterback, standing 6'4", it's Colin Kaepernick.
Well, his ratio was good last week. Most quarterbacks are really excited about a 3-to-1 ratio, but it's flipped in the wrong direction. He threw 3 interceptions, not touchdown passes, and he only had the 1 TD pass in that game. So he's trying to turn that around and find a way for his team to win.
And all this is taking him one-handed. What a catch. Call that a very strong gain of 24.
You know I'm going to lean towards the defender, right? You know I'm going to do that.
I know.
That's a tough situation for him as I see it. But the truth of the matter is, that ball was not streaking towards him. Had a little arc on it. He's got to find a way to get his head around and make a play on the football.
So one play, and they're already just shy of midfield. Kaepernick now to throw. Over the middle, complete. That's Butler. No gain there on the completion. 2nd and 10. These two teams have met earlier in the season in Philly, with the Eagles winning that ball game. So they're looking for another win here in Washington to take the season sweep. To throw, it's Kaepernick. That's swung out wide to Sanders. And this will be stopped at the 44. That one good for 7 yards. A good chance this is 4-down territory if they're unable to convert. But right now looking at a 3rd and 3. Oh, into a sea of defenders and intercepted. Picked by Kendall Fuller. And he's able to get it back here to the 43-yard line. So out comes the Washington offense onto the field. They'll be led out by the bearded one in his 17th season in the NFL, the well-traveled Ryan Fitzpatrick.
And I think by now, we know what we're going to get with Ryan Fitzpatrick. Veteran savvy, a ton of know-how, and the enthusiasm for playing and teaching the game, almost second to none. But he also has a bit of a tendency to be a loose cannon with the football. Oftentimes that works out. Sometimes it costs his team, but never a dull moment when he's on the field.
The numbers for Thomas from last week's effort. 7 catches, 53 yards.
And he's able to pull that last pass in, but this is usually a pretty tough unit to try and maneuver against. They're in the top 10 in the league against the pass, and you and I both know there's not much difference between 1 and 10.
Pushing forward for 3 up to the 48. The Eagles call on the extra defensive back here as they prepare for a stop on 3rd down. Throwing Fitzpatrick. This one complete to Kelvin Harmon. And they'll get him down as he's inside the 40. It's a gain of 13 for number 13, and it gives him a 1st down. After getting that turnover on the first drive of the game, you'd hate to just stall out the momentum, go 3 and out. They're able to avoid that there.
And we talk about complementary football all the time, but I think it's a little bit deeper than that. Defense went out, forced a turnover, gave the ball to the offense. It's now the offense's responsibility to pay that off for them, to show respect to them. Hey, you guys got a turnover? We appreciate it. They want to continue their drive.
And he's got this down almost to the 20 before he's dropped. A good gain again. That's now 31 yards combined on those last 2 plays. Really been an ideal start for them. They get the turnover on the opening possession. Now here they are moving the ball straight down the field on their first drive.
And that feels good, but you know on their side of the field, all they're thinking is finish this drive off because they took it away, right? So now you got them back on their heels a little bit. Now go down and put a touchdown on them. Look out. You've won the mental battle early in the game, and that may carry over for you.
A strong broken tackle on that one. And then they get him to the ground just shy of the 15. On 2nd down, here's Gibson again. And he's able to work it here to the 8-yard line. That leads us to a 1st and goal. It's a pickup of 8.
Well, there's plenty of real estate for him to maneuver on that run, and let's face it, it shouldn't be a surprise. He's one of the better backs in the league. Had to come into this game with the idea, slow him down, otherwise it's going to be a long afternoon.
1st and goal, a chance to convert that early turnover into points. Now Fitzpatrick. And a quick throw here, that's complete. Nice gain of 8 that time, but it's 2nd and goal. Gibson is in. Touchdown, Washington. First quarter, maybe too early to talk about statement drives, Charles, but that sure seemed like a statement drive right there.
Well, if we're going to talk about statement drives, I think what they're saying is we're going to establish the run. They gave it to him early and often on this drive, and he wound up taking it into the end zone.
Dustin Hopkins on now to add the extra point. It's good, and Washington will take a 7-0 lead. So that drive takes him down the field in 8 plays. And it ends with a 1-yard touchdown run. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. Taken at the goal line. And makes it across the 20 as his guys will set up shop at the 23-yard line. The Eagles offense making their way back out as we take a look at the playoff picture in the NFC. And with the final fortnight of games upon us, teams jockeying for position. Some of these games really starting to take enormous importance as they always do this time of year.
I like how you use fortnight.
Hey, you're impressed, aren't you?
I am impressed. That means 2 weeks, if I'm not mistaken, correct?
That does.
But how about exactly what you're talking about? Going down the stretch, how much importance is placed on these games? Look, everyone talks about every game's important. When you get to this time of year, maybe not important.
And he's going to go down. It's a sack on Kaepernick. Jonathan Allen racking up sack number 12 for him on the year.
They just gave up a sack there, and if I'm not mistaken, they gave up 4 last week, didn't they?
Yes. And just looking really porous, aren't they?
They really are, and I'm wondering if they're going to have to start thinking about keeping the tight end in, maybe a back, someone to help assist, because right now, their quarterback's been getting hit a lot in the last couple of games.
Here's 3rd and long. Kaepernick needing a big play to counteract the sack. Now Kaepernick. It's caught by Sanders. And he got blown up on that play. Back at the 20. Losing 2 yards that time, and now it's 4th down.
But we know the guys up front have to protect when it's a pass play, but it's really out wide. Sometimes you're going to swing a tight end or maybe even offensive tackle to get out there, but most of the time it's fellow wide receivers, and they really weren't up to the task there, were they?
Do you like that call on your own side of the field?
I don't mind that call at all, just about anywhere. But the key is you have to have the confidence, and then they have to execute their blocking assignments. Otherwise, you get the end result we just saw there.
42-yard punt, 6 on the return. And it will be Washington football now with a 1st and 10. Out comes the Washington offense as we get a look at the playoff race in the NFC. And coming up on their 2nd drive of the game, had the touchdown last time out. Now they have the football back. Chance to really seize early momentum.
Feels to me like they had a really excellent week of practice, that it all came together. But I'll bet you it got galvanized in the locker room in pregame. Somehow I think the head coach, his oratorical skills were on point.
And he's able to get this one out closer to midfield across the 45. A gain of 6 there on 1st. We've seen quite a bit of the short passing game here early on 1st quarter, haven't we?
We have, and I think it works a couple of ways for this team because, number one, you throw the short game until they stop it. And if they're not going to stop it, you keep throwing it, and occasionally you'll break a tackle and turn it into a bigger gain. Also, if they start to creep up, start to pressure receivers, now you go over the top, take it deep, and now you get some of those big shots downfield.
They give him about 4 on the play, but he's marked short, so it'll be 3rd and about the length of the football. Now Fitzpatrick. Well, that's into a sea of bodies, and it's intercepted. Darius Slay with a pick. 20. And he takes this one back into the end zone. And the Eagles defense gets a pick six TD. Third down, passing down. They throw the extra defensive back in there for a nickel package, and it worked out.
And it's not anything that you would think is just great strategy. It's just that when you have 5 defensive backs on the field on an obvious passing down, it's a lot tougher to complete a pass. And on that play, they completed it just to the wrong team, and it cost them 6 points.
On for the extra point, Jake Elliott. It's up and good. So these teams match touchdowns here in the first quarter, and we're tied 7-7. A heck of a play there defensively, getting the interception, navigating his way into the end zone for the touchdown. So I'll leave it at 7 now as they kick it away. Fielded just outside the goal line. And they will wrangle him down a couple yards shy of the 30. A look at Washington as they come onto the field. And last time, decent field position through the pick six. Obviously costly.
But they can't afford to just bunker in now. All right, good field position means go ahead and attack on offense. Try and press the advantage a little bit. They just have to be better with the football on this possession.
So that didn't bother you too much last time?
No, because it's exactly what you're supposed to do. You can't have good field position, not try to take advantage of it. Sometimes the defense makes a good play, too.
On second down, here's Gibson again. And that didn't fool anybody. He's going to be dropped in the backfield. This will be a loss of 3, and now a much tougher third down looming.
When a draw works, it can be a thing of beauty. But when it doesn't, oh, it can be ugly. And in this case, loss of yardage ugly.
On third down, Fitzpatrick. And down he goes. Fitzpatrick sacked. Sheldon Rankins in there to get him, and that is sack number 6 now for him on the year. Not the start to this one that any quarterback would want or envision. Remember, he had the pick 6, and here he ends up on his backside.
And you have to wonder to yourself, okay, after throwing the pick 6, did he get too careful with the football and not deliver downfield and take that sack? They've got to make sure that he's really into this game.
So on fourth down, Washington going to call on Tress Way to punt it away. And he'll get this away into the icy winter air. Call it 46 yards on the punt, just a single yard on the return as he was covered quickly. And the Eagles will have it, taking over 1st and 10. Eagles offense back out, getting set for this next drive. The crowd may be losing just a little bit of the edge after back-to-back punts.
They want some big plays. They want to see some offense. They want to see somebody break away, whether it's through the air or on the ground. Now it'll be interesting to see where the patience is on both sides. Each head coach, can you hang in there and not try and force something that could put your team in some jeopardy?
The numbers for Jeffrey from last week: 7 catches, 75 yards.
And he's able to pull that last pass in, but this is usually a pretty tough unit to try and maneuver against. They're in the top 10 in the league against the pass, and you and I both know there's not much difference between 1 and 10.
On first down, Sanders not finding a whole lot as he'll get forward for about 3. 2nd and 6. No, scratch that. 2nd and 7. So, Charles, here we are, week 17. Both of these teams playing their 16th game of the regular season. And obviously, this time for Smith, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Cameron Curl. And he will bring this one back. It is a pick 6 for a Washington touchdown. Well, dare I say it, it's kind of quid pro quo. Both defenses now with an interception return for a touchdown.
Your vocabulary, sir. Well done.
Now it's Hopkins to add the extra point. And he's got it. It's now a 14-7 ball game. So the defense creating some points, not only getting the interception, but then returning it to the end zone for the pick six. So they throw the pick six. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air. And Rager will not return it, so it'll come out to the 25 on the touchback. And Philadelphia's offense ready to go again. They start on the ground here at Sanders. And he'll wind up with about 6, up past the 30 to the 31. I tell you what, CD, this Washington defense, very strong in the victory last week.
And what keyed their victory? The pass rush. Got to the quarterback 6 times for sacks, and plenty of other turbulence in the pocket for him as well. Hard to throw the ball downfield when all you're seeing is opposing jerseys come at you.
And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. Second catch for him today, and it'll wind up a first down. Now Kaepernick. This is Butler making the catch. And he'll go out of bounds. It appears right at the 45. They'll contain him to just 4. Second down.
And there's a completion to the tight end. And look at the size of these players nowadays. At that spot, 6'4", 6'5", and up. A lot of guys used to be basketball players. Somehow came back to football. That's really good.
And he's going to go down. It's a sack on Kaepernick. Montez Sweat able to record his 5th sack of the season. Well, last game he had 2 sacks. Got another one here picked up right where he left off.
Brandon, he spent the entire offseason working on new moves, new techniques, trying to add to his arsenal of pass rush moves. Certainly paying dividends in what we've seen so far.
Here's 3rd and long. Kaepernick needing a big play to counteract the sack. From the gun, it's Kaepernick. And this is going to be incomplete. Here's Chris Jones now, as he'll punt it away for the second time. His first punt, 45 yards. This looks good as well. We'll call that a 43-yard punt, 2 on the return. And out will come the offense as they take over. Another drive coming up for this Washington offense. And on the last go-around, they really couldn't get anything going.
They had to punt from deep inside their own territory, which means you're going to lose the field position battle as a general rule. What they're looking for now is a little more consistency, move the ball at least a few times on offense, get a couple of first downs, and hopefully flip the field.
Well, just something to build off of. That's what they're looking for here. So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33. Fitzpatrick going to give to Gibson. And he'll manage to pick up about 4. It's 2nd down. Following the pickup of 4, here's 2nd and 6. Fitzpatrick. The throw taken in by Sims. Through one corner, 14-7 our score. First down throw for Fitzpatrick. Throwing the out route incomplete. That's Thomas. And he's able to take it across midfield before going out of bounds. 7 yards, the pickup there. To throw again on 2nd down. Fitzpatrick. Eagle pressure. Too much this time. Down he goes. Milton Williams able to take him down. It's a loss of 3. He was still looking through his progressions and going through his receiver options, and while he was doing that, the defense got to him quickly in the pocket.
And it was a great example of zone coverage. Well executed, well coordinated. All the receivers were covered, and he couldn't evade the rush back in the pocket.
Washington on 3rd down, just 1 for 3 thus far. This will be 3rd and 6. Fitzpatrick now. And he finds McLaurin. And he has another first down as they'll get the ball down to the Eagles' 33. A sizable 16-yard chunk there. The drive continues.
Good strong throw and catch right there. And so far in this game, the alleys have been open for them to get completions, and they're taking advantage of it.
On 1st and 10, Fitzpatrick. Looking left side, and he's got a man. That's Harmon. 5 yards on the catch there, brings up 2nd down. Here's Fitzpatrick. And that's complete. It's Sims. And they just keep marching right along. 1st down on a pickup of 8 there. From the red zone now, Fitzpatrick. Throw left side complete. That's Harmon. 7 yards, the pickup there. Working with a 2nd and 3. They'll try the left side with Gibson. And there just continues to be nowhere to run. He's bottled up again at the line of scrimmage. Play fake. It's Fitzpatrick. That's into the hands of his tight end, Bates. The completion there winds up a wash, and it'll bring up 4th down.
As a defense, you're more balanced when you're in zone coverage because you're able to keep your eyes on the quarterback and see the play develop in front of you. You're able to keep the quick pass in front of them and stop it right at the line of scrimmage.
Now the offense is not leaving the field. They're going to stay out and go for it on 4th and 3. They'll go. It's Gibson. And, boy, this is going to be close. That mark looks a little short, and he didn't get there. Washington goes for it, but it does not pan out. And the Eagles' defense able to hold. And defensively, they were ready for that, a full-on blitz on 4th down, and they stop them short of the marker.
Oh, and someone's got to feel really good about that, and that's the defensive coordinator. He dialed up a great run blitz defense, and they hit it just right. Stack that thing up. They're going to feel awesome going to the bench after that big play.
Play action. Now Kaepernick. Looking here for Smith downfield. And this a leaping effort, but it's knocked away and incomplete. The Eagles on 3rd down. 0 for 3 to this point. They could use a conversion. This is 3rd and 7. Here's Kaepernick. In trouble here, and down he goes. Back at the 8-yard line. Jonathan Allen, he's the culprit, and that is now his 13th sack of the season as his great year continues.
Well, that was their 3rd sack of the ball game. 2nd in the league in sacks coming into this one. They're planning on making it a race to the top, aren't they?
Absolutely. They're looking up at that top spot, but they might be looking down at the 2nd spot pretty soon. Here's Chris Jones now as he's on to punt for Philadelphia. He's been a busy man here in this first half as he gets it away. Fielded at the 43. Call that a 46-yard punt, though they did get 9 back on the return. And Washington will have a short field here as they take over 1st and 10. And the Washington offense going back to work. And on the last drive, they were in field goal range. They just opted not to kick it, didn't get it. How does that change the mentality this go-around?
I don't think it changes much for the head coach because this is what he preaches all the time. Attack at all times in any spot on the field, and he likes touchdowns, not field goals. Now, your field goal kicker, you got to make sure you nurse him through and say, okay, don't worry about it. When we need you, you got to be ready to go. And the team, of course, loves to see points on the board. So let's see if it changes a little bit if they're in the same spot again.
Yeah, we'll see what the decision is here if they get to that spot. So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. On 1st down, right back to Gibson. Beat T.J. Goodson there on the tackle. 2nd down and 8. Here's a give to Gibson.
Officially no gain on the play, and they're left with a 3rd and 8.
He did have the touchdown run earlier, but not a heck of a lot more than that throughout this game.
No, not at all. In fact, I would say that this defense has done as good of a job on him as they have on any runner in recent memory. Washington on 3rd down, 2 for 5 to this point. This is 3rd and 8. Here's Fitzpatrick. He's going to drop this one down to Gibson. And they'll get this one down to about the 20-yard line. 15 yards the pickup. 1st down, Washington.
And they'll use him out in the backfield, and sometimes quite a bit. They're just trying to get him touches any way they can. 4 catches a week ago. There's another one right there.
Fitzpatrick now to throw on 1st down. And he's going to go down. They sack him back right around the 30. Credit the sack to Shaquem Griffin. Well, remember, they had the nice gain on the previous play, but they just gave a lot of it back right there on that sack.
Yeah, they get the sack, get back some real estate. Felt like the type of play that can spark a defense and swing some momentum. Almost felt like a take that type of a play, didn't it, partner?
Sacks, a growing theme in this 1st half. This is 2nd and long. Another try after the 1st down sack. Fitzpatrick. There again is Thomas. They've gone to him a lot. 7th play of this drive coming up, but a long way to go on 3rd down. To throw, Fitzpatrick. Looking for McLaurin, and he's got him. Touchdown, Washington. Terry McLaurin, his 5th touchdown now on the year. And Washington able to stretch that lead out even further. And they use that height on the outside to get the score.
We've seen the evolution of the wide receivers. They've gotten taller and taller, but they've retained their quickness and their speed. It's a lethal combination.
Always good to have wide receivers with height. On is Hopkins now for the extra point. It's good, and it is now 21-7. So that drive in total 8 plays. And it was polished off by a Washington touchdown. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. This taken in at the goal line. And down he goes just shy of the 25. Now a penalty marker is down. Let's see what that's about.
Man, that ain't made no sense.
That holding call set him up with not great field position.
Not at all when you tack on the penalty. With that field position after the return wasn't terrific, it's not a great starting field position as well.
Give him 7 on the play, and that'll make it a 2nd down. On play action, it's Kaepernick. And they're able to get this one across the 35. First time they've hooked up here. Good for 17 and a 1st down.
When you're struggling on offense, you're looking for anything possible to get you going. Sometimes you do it like basketball teams that don't normally press. You put a press on, bring people to life, make them move a little bit quicker. Maybe that'll help them as they head towards the half.
So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. Shotgun snap now for Kaepernick. And he's going to go down. It's a sack on Kaepernick. Montez Sweat in there to get him, and that is sack number 6 now for him on the year. That's number 4. Sack number 4. They had 4 last week, so he's been down on the ground a lot.
Partner, they say the eye in the sky does not lie. And that's indeed the case because they watched the game tape from the previous week, incorporated it into their own defensive scheme, and continued to get after this quarterback.
And now this defense will be searching for sack number 5. They come up on 2nd and long, and the pass protection just has not been there this afternoon. To throw, Kaepernick. And that's going to be incomplete. The Eagles on 3rd down. Not good. 0 for 4 thus far. This will be 3rd and forever. To throw, Kaepernick. Throw to the right here to Gordon. It'll be a gain of 8, but it'll also lead to a 4th down.
He decided to run a hitch route. It really helps to have a guy who can turn it loose. And, boy, he rifled one in there on that one. Not much run after catch, but it worked really well.
Here's Chris Jones now as he'll punt it away for the 4th time today. 1:53 remaining in this first half of play. I will remind you that coming up at halftime, we'll join Jonathan Coachman and the gang in Orlando. Coach will have stats and scores from the early games going on here around the NFL. Pressure comes, and down he goes. The Eagles get there for the sack. Derek Barnett in there to get him, and that is sack number 6 now for him on the year. So that now 4 first-half sacks. This pass rush has been unrelenting.
And, partner, you hear that sound of paper being ripped to shreds? That's the game plan that they've had so far because they've got to say to themselves right now, we have to do something differently.
They come up on 2nd and long, and the pass protection just has not been there this afternoon. A handoff for Gibson. And he'll power his way up near the 25. The Eagles going to take the first of their timeouts. So as they take it over, we step aside. On 3rd down, here's Gibson. And this one will go to the 28-yard line. Now the Eagles will use the 2nd of their timeouts as they'll stop it with a tick under a minute to go before half. Here's Tressway now as he'll kick it away for the 2nd time. So a change of possession here on the punt. And the offense will take over with a new set of downs. Alshon Jeffrey working his way back out there now to help lead this offense. They've got to be thinking, how can we get him a little bit more involved here? 2nd quarter, you're down, and really, he's been out of the mix.
I would agree with that, and oftentimes you hear, well, we're just taking what the defense is giving us. But sometimes that's just not good enough. Sometimes you have to take what you want, and that means getting him the football.
Yeah, so far just a single catch in this game. And that is Allen still down following the play. Appears to be shaken up. While the training staff takes a peek, we'll take a break. Second down at 5. Kaepernick going to throw. He's going to drop this down to Sanders. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. First down now, but the clock continues to move. And that's complete to Sanders. The Eagles will take their 3rd and final timeout as the clock will stop with 20 seconds to go in the first half. From midfield, here's Kaepernick. Got his man complete over the middle. It's Smith. A gain of 5, good enough for the first down. So we've come upon halftime here in Week 17. As we'll send you down the coast now to Orlando, that's where we find Jonathan Coachman ready with our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach.
All right, Brandon, thanks very much. We'll get back to you and Charles in a minute. But first, time to give the folks at home a look at what's going on around the NFL. We'll get our tour started out at Venerable Soldier Field in Chicago. And that one so far deadlocked at 17 in the second quarter. From there, we head over to MetLife Stadium to check in on the Jets. And you can see they trail in that matchup against the Tampa Bay Bucks. Antonio Brown, a touchdown reception. Finally, we'll save the biggest for last. We head to AT&T Stadium to see.
You want the third quarter already? No problem. Let's do it. The final 2 quarters of the NFL regular season are upon us as the second half of Week 17 is underway. Fielded just outside the goal line. And a nice return sets him up pretty good here right at the 30-yard line. And it's player spotlight time, and we shine that spotlight on Ryan Fitzpatrick. He's playing pretty well. I don't think it's necessarily him changing up something he's doing, but that O-line, they've got to protect him better.
They do. They've got to make sure that they give him more than enough time in order to find targets downfield.
Fitzpatrick on first down. Looking for McLaurin, and he's got him. And brought down, but not before reaching the 45-yard line. It's a first down, his fourth catch of the game after having 3 in the first half.
And now we get into the psychology of the whole thing, because a lot of teams with a 2-score lead in the third quarter, they almost become defensive with their offense, just playing not to lose. I think with this team, you got to figure at this point, this is a great spot for them to go into attack mode, really try and put the hammer down and finish this one off.
First down, Fitzpatrick. I'm not sure he saw the linebacker there, as that's batted down and incomplete. So after the incompletion on first, now 2nd and 10. To throw is Fitzpatrick. Got a man open. It's Ricky Seals-Jones. They get 7 out of that, so they're left with a 3rd and 3. To the air again, Fitzpatrick. To the right side and complete to Thomas. And he's taken down at the 43, but not before picking up the first. Fitzpatrick to his tight end Thomas for the Washington first. 5th catch of the game for him there.
Yeah, and the tight end position is now becoming a volume pass catcher. It used to be occasional, right? Safety valve. Throw one to him every so often, but mainly they want him out there to block. Nowadays, an integral part of the passing game, and they create such great mismatches that they often become the leading receiver.
On 1st and 10, it's Gibson.
And he'll be brought down at about the 42.
2nd and 8. Once more, Gibson. Not much there, maybe a couple, as he's taken down at the 40. The line to gain is the 33 on 3rd down. From the shotgun, it's Fitzpatrick. And that is incomplete. Something we haven't really seen much of from him, an incomplete pass.
Yeah, last week he finished at 70%. This week he's up over 80%. I don't know how you slow him down. Pass rush is usually the best way, because a quarterback on his back usually can't complete a pass.
And this is good from 57 yards out. That was bombs away right there. That also a career-long kick for the veteran, Charles.
Yeah, how about what he just got done there? We always knew he had a big leg, but how about everything coming together perfectly on that one? Great leg swing, and bang that one through.
And Rager will not return it, so it'll come out to the 25 on the touchback. So here are the Eagles now as they get set for their first possession of the second half. It'll be Sanders to begin the drive. And not much to speak of. Call it a 1-yard gain up to the 26. The last play got just a yard. Here's 2nd and 9 from the 26. They'll go again with Sanders. And he powers his way up past the 30. This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down. Throwing now is Kaepernick. And he finds his man. That's Butler. And he is going to have an Eagles first down as he'll be marked down a yard or 2 past the marker following a gain of 6.
That was a route run not just with dexterity, but with intelligence. Found the hole in the zone, made sure the quarterback saw him, and was able to make the sure catch and flip the down marker back to 1.
Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. Here's Kaepernick to throw. Gets it to Gordon. And this will be stopped at the 44. That one good for 7 yards. Kaepernick now to throw. This is Smith with a grab. And he's going to be out of bounds, but not before he takes it inside the 40. 60 catches for him now on the year. This last one, a first down.
Well, we talk all the time about playing situational football, and right now I think the scoreboard is dictating what they need to do. Where they are in this game, they've got to push the ball downfield, take their shots, try and get big chunks of yardage in a short amount of time. That was a nice play there.
In Washington territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 39-yard line. And he'll work this forward for about 3 at 2nd down. 2nd down at 7. Working from the gun. It's Kaepernick. Being chased out left. And they're able to get this one past the 30 down to the 25. Say what you want, but Kaepernick's still one of the best at doing that as the scramble gets him a first.
Kaepernick was looking to throw, but then it became decision time. And when he saw they had room to run, he made the right decision to pull it down there, and he winds up picking up the 1st down.
On 1st and 10, it's Sanders. And boy, this defense again really making things tough on him as they stop him for no gain. Now we'll get a stoppage here as it appears we've got an Eagle slow to get up. Well, he gets attended to. We'll step aside. So after the run for no gain, here's 2nd and 10. To throw, it's Kaepernick. And Gordon's got it. And they've got it inside the 10 at the 8. Now after the completion, we're going to get a timeout, an injured player. While the trainers take a look, we'll step aside. First and goal, and they got to be thinking a chance to get right back into this football game. To throw is Kaepernick. To the end zone, but it's incomplete. Nothing on 1st down, so the ball remains at the 8-yard line, 2nd and goal. They go back to the ground with Sanders. And they'll be driven back here, losing yardage to the 10-yard line. A 2nd down play results in a loss of 2 yards.
I think this running game, or should I say lack of one, is making this defense look better than what they really are.
A big play forthcoming. Here's 3rd and goal. Now Kaepernick. He's going to go down. Sacked right around the 17. Jonathan Allen in there to get him. Sack number 14 for him on the year.
This defense, they just continue to feast. 5 sacks now as a unit. It's been quite an afternoon getting to the quarterback.
And we're seeing it come from a variety of places as well. Sometimes just the guys up front getting to him. Other times you add extra guys rushing the quarterback, twists and stunts. It's been a variety, and they've had no way of blocking them.
The kick by Elliott is good, and that will close the gap down to 14.
So that maybe not exactly what they were hoping for, but it does get them back within a couple of scores.
And at this point in the 3rd quarter, you don't have much margin for error, and that means you can't have drives that end with nothing. Whether it's a punt, a turnover on downs, those have to go away. You have to end with a kick, either a field goal or an extra point after a touchdown.
Out comes Washington's offense as they get set to take over here. And fortunate to get points on the board last time. They had to hit a really long field goal to do so.
The kickers in today's game are so good and so skilled and hit from distances that we almost start to take them for granted, and we can't do that. That's a long field goal that they got 3 points out of. They've got to feel good about that, and they better make sure they love him up because he's helped them out.
Yeah, now we'll see if that offense can put 6 on the board here. We'll see. And time finally runs runs out. He can't get rid of the football, and he's taken down.
Sheldon Rankins, he's the one to get him, and that is sack number 7 for him on the year.
And on that one, the protection just broke down.
You've got to have that leverage, don't you? We always talk about low man wins in the running game for an offensive lineman versus a defensive lineman. It's essentially the same thing in pass protection. Get lower than that defensive lineman so that you can keep your balance and keep him away from your guy trying to throw the football.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw.
They'll set up the screen for Gibson.
And a nice little quick spin move before he's dropped. And a pretty good gain. That'll bring up 4th down. They wind up getting 8 yards, but they needed more than that.
I wonder what was going through his mind when he got the play call. He just got sacked on the previous play. He knows they're coming after him again. A little bit of guts to stand in there and take the hit and successfully complete the screen pass. Really well done.
Here's Tressway now, as he's on to punt for Washington. He's averaging just under 50 yards a punt as he gets this away. So possession goes over here on the punt. And possession will switch hands, 1st and 10. Philadelphia getting set to take the field. And tough to win games if you're going field goal, field goal, field goal here. They got field goal last time. Now they'll be looking for a touchdown.
They're looking for the big chunk now because, as you noted, the field goal way of doing it makes it that much harder and puts more pressure on every possession for you now. Go ahead and get 6 and feel a lot more comfortable about the position they're in.
Bigger chunks. We'll see if they can get the score. Successful start to the drive, 17 yards, and moves the sticks.
Well, that was a fun one to watch right there. A nice in-breaking route and plenty of room in the middle of the field. And he was able to get behind the linebackers and grab the completion for a really good pickup.
One play has him up past the 40 already, and another 1st and 10. On the counter now, it's Sanders. 2 yards on the pickup there. It'll be 2nd and 8. Now Kaepernick. And he's going to go down. It's a sack on Kaepernick. Montez Sweat, he's the one to get him, and that is sack number 7 for him on the year.
So one quick, easy analysis about why they struggled so far. They keep putting themselves in 3rd and long situations. They just took another sack right there.
And the offensive film session tomorrow may be a little longer than it normally is.
Not a lot of positive grades will be handed out thus far.
Here's 3rd and long. Kaepernick needing a big play to counteract the sack. Looking to throw. And that will be incomplete. The coverage good that time by Kendall Fuller. Here's Chris Jones now, as he's on for the 5th time here today. And he deserves a bronze leg as he gets this one away. 40 yards on the punt, 2 on the return.
Fitzpatrick and the rest of the Washington offense back out onto the field.
And you think he personally is evaluating his game so far? He was pretty good in the first half, been good so far here in the 3rd quarter. He's got to like it, right?
Not looking for the dramatics here. Not trying to set the world on fire in terms of stats. It's almost like you're driving. Hands at 10 and 2, alert for anything out there, watching for trouble on the road, and making sure you get the team home.
The bus driver. See if we can drive the bus here again on this drive.
That's another beautiful throw right there. Gets it to his man right in stride. And I think that throw kind of exemplifies what we've seen from this offense throughout this game. They've been in rhythm. They've been sharp. They've been on it. And he picked up another 1st down there.
And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled.
It's a 1st down Washington on a pickup of 18.
I'll tell you what, a lot of those mid-range throws have been available because sometimes teams get too concerned about the deep ball and they leave too much space in front of them, and these guys have been taking advantage so far.
Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on 1st down.
They'll run here with Gibson.
And he'll take this ahead for about 4. Second down coming up.
2nd and 6. Gibson again.
And he'll get this into enemy territory, but not by much as he's down to the 48.
Now Fitzpatrick. Over the middle, complete. It's Harmon. And he has another first down as they'll get the ball down to the Eagles' 36. Give him 12 yards on that one. It earns him a fresh set of downs. Going old reliable there to the slot on 3rd down.
And the slot position has become the bane of just about every defense's existence, because how do you cover? Do you go with a bigger guy to try and use size? You got to try to go with a quicker guy, and sometimes you even get out quick there. Very difficult to match up with that slot receiver. That's why they keep going back to him.
And he's had the hot hand. Throwing Fitzpatrick.
That one is slant to McLaurin.
And he's going to get this down near the 20-yard line. A 14-yard gain there as they look to improve this 14-point lead.
You can see the time and effort and thought that they put into their passing game, because it was evident right there. It looks like a simple pitch and catch, but you and I both know that they have planned for this and worked hard to make it happen.
And they are able to stop it, but he does take it all the way to the 2. Going to do it for this 3rd quarter of action. We'll return with more after this. This is the NFL, and it's on EA Sports. A good chance now to put this game on ice. This is 1st and goal. Oh, they go with a tight end carry. And he is into the end zone for a Washington touchdown.
John Bates,
his 3rd touchdown now on the year.
and Washington is able to stretch their lead. Well, I've heard you use the term put-away drive, and that right there seemed like the definition of a put-away drive.
Yeah, it certainly just pops right up out of the book, doesn't it? Because up 2 scores already, just wanted to possess the football, keep converting and picking up first downs, and if the drive ends in 3 points, that's terrific. If it ends in a touchdown, fantastic.
Extra point good by Hopkins, and the lead now to 3 touchdowns at 21. So that drive goes 8 plays, and it's culminated by a 2-yard touchdown run. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away.
This fielded right at the goal line. And he won't quite make it to the 25.
And as this offense makes their way back out, NFC playoff race time, we give you a look at what's going on there. These guys had to punt their last possession, and that's become too familiar of a refrain. Too many of these drives just wound up going nowhere.
But you know how in baseball, when the pitcher gets a base hit and he's on base, they bring his jacket out to him to keep him warm? A lot of times the punter goes to the sideline, puts on sweatpants or a wrap over his leg to keep it warm. He might need a massage from the trainer right now from all the work he's getting.
From the gun, it's Kaepernick. And he gets this to Butler. And he's brought down after a very nice gain. They call his number again. It's his 6th catch and a first down.
Well, this game was decided a while ago, and that completion there is going to artificially inflate his passing numbers. So right now, the only one really applauding probably his agent as he thinks about angling for a new contract.
From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw. That's caught by Jackson. 3 yards the gain there, second down. Again, it's Kaepernick.
intercepted a third time. Picked off at the 46.
And he will bring this one back. It is a pick six for a Washington touchdown.
Here's Hopkins now for the extra point. And he's been a busy man, 5 for 5 now as he knocks another one through to extend the lead. A heck of a play there defensively, getting the interception, navigating his way into the end zone for the touchdown. So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick six, and now the kick is away.
From a yard or two deep, here comes a return. And only able to get this to the 19, so probably should have opted for the touchback.
Here's the Philadelphia offensive unit now as they head out to take over possession.
And you can sort of sense their dejection. That last pick six put the icing on the cake, so to speak, in what has been a rough go for them. So here's a 1st and 10 now, down inside the 20.
Now Kaepernick to try again here after the pick six. And he's going to go down. It's a sack on Kaepernick. Montez Sweat make that now 8 sacks for him on the season.
We've been around this league for a while, and many coaches never pull their starting quarterback, almost no matter the situation. In this case, though, I think he's got to make a decision. He's taking a pretty good beating out there.
Yeah, with the deficit, maybe not wanting to risk an injury. And they need to work to at least get some of this yardage back after the sack. 2nd and 19. Now a dump off here complete. And he'll get it up to the 12-yard line here. Call it a 3-yard gain. And they're going to be staring at a 3rd and long here. Back to throw here.
And this one incomplete. And another throw that really could have been, maybe should have been intercepted. That would have been number 4. Instead, it's 4th down.
Call that a 45-yard punt, just 2 yards there on the return. The Washington offense at the line and ready to roll. We find ourselves here in the midst of a one-sided affair. A lot of fill time down the stretch, Mr. Davis.
So we could talk about food because that is something that you and I
we enjoy.
We enjoy our time at the table. So maybe the best steakhouses in the city, but in all seriousness, the performances that we've seen this year, we've seen a bunch of great ones, and it's going to be hard to parse who's going to win the MVP.
Yeah, it really is.
Is it going to be a runner? Is it going to be a thrower? Can a defender finally win it this season? Those are the things that we can probably discuss.
And collectively, this is about as dominant of a performance as you could have hoped for on both sides of the football.
Might have to put it #1 for what we've seen this season.
On 2nd down, here's Gibson again.
And he'll get this up to about the 40. On 3rd down, it's Gibson. And this play will be blown up. He'll lose yardage back at the 38. That'll back him up 2 yards and also bring up 4th.
Well, they certainly didn't appear to be fired up about their options throwing the football. So, to me, this seems like a case of just kind of taking their medicine there, run the ball, see if they could pick up something. Instead, they were thrown for a loss.
Here's Tressway now as he's on to punt for Washington. A 41-yard punt there with no return.
Philadelphia's offense ready to give us another look. Even though they were able to force the punt defensively, still a big hole to climb out of, especially at this late stage of the contest. So from the 17 now, here's a 1st and 10.
They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. And he's going to be brought down back at his own 6-yard line.
Chase Young
in there to bring him down, and that is sack number 17 for him now on the year.
That right now That's a defeated team out there. I think you can see it totally in their body language.
Hands on hips, heads low. It's just been a struggle from the start.
Yeah, this team has been thoroughly beaten right from the word go.
Kaepernick to throw on second down. And Kaepernick can't escape this time. Taken down to the end zone for a safety. Things are just going from bad to worse now. It's a safety that does him in here, and that is one frustrated offensive unit.
They can't get out from under their own shadow right now. I mean, I know this is the NFL, but could you imagine a college crowd right now? Imagine what they'd be doing. They'd be chanting, "Start the bus," because they think this one is over.
So a free kick situation forthcoming from the 20 as they'll punt this one away. It's taken to the 26. Oh, look at the juke.
Here we go on the next drive for Washington.
And, Charles, we are in the midst of a very one-sided affair. I think this is where you and I have to fill a little bit. You want to regale us with old stories of your childhood in New Paltz, New York?
I don't think anyone wants to hear that, but this is a perfect time for us to start listing MVP candidates, right? The best teams we've seen so far this year, the best games that we've called thus far, how we anticipate the season unfolding. We can go in so many different directions because the game certainly not taking us there.
Oh, I hear the remotes clicking off right now. 4 yards on the pickup there as it'll leave them with a third and about 4 more for a first.
Brandon, I've got to think this offensive line has got some smiles on its faces. And I know it sounds crazy, but they practiced for this back in training camp. They knew they'd be in situations where it'd be extra defenders in the box coming after them, trying to keep them from locking down a game. Right now, they want to show the world they're up to the challenge.
10 yards there, good for a Washington first down.
Partner, I have to tell you, just one word keeps coming to mind from watching them this afternoon, and that's impressive. They have been impressive from the opening kickoff, and they haven't let up here even into the fourth quarter.
They'll run on first down. Gibson, and he'll lose yardage here. Back at the 47. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12.
Brandon, it's clearly a running situation when you're up in the fourth quarter. They're going to have to stack the box and make it difficult for them to move the ball.
Made it very difficult right there. Now they need to repeat that effort.
Yeah, bring 7, 8, 9, whatever it's going to take to slow them down.
So the first down run lost a couple. Now they come up 2nd and 12. Here's Fitzpatrick. Catch is made. It's Harmon powering forward. And he showcases the spin. A pretty good gain before he's taken down. Now after the completion, we're going to get a timeout. An injured player. We'll check on his status when we get back. Fitzpatrick on 3rd and 2. Got his man complete over the middle. It's Sims. And he gets it to the 32. Good enough for a first down. And 5 yards on the play there as the drive will continue.
Kind of an odd schedule this year. These two teams getting their 2 games in very late in the season. Their first meeting just a few weeks ago, back in Week 15. And it was the visitors getting the win there, so they'll be looking for the sweep back here at home.
From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10.
Fitzpatrick giving to Gibson on the draw.
And they'll get him down after a pickup of 8. 2nd and 2. Eight yards the gain on that last run. Here's 2nd and a couple.
They'll go again with Gibson.
And this won't be enough to pick up the first. A gain of 2, 3rd and 1. They'll look to make it 3 for 3 on 3rd down conversions. They need a yard here. Now Fitzpatrick. He rifles one that's intercepted. Picked off at the 21. And he brings it back
to right around the 26-yard line. So it's Eagle football here as we get you reset.
The Eagles offense set to begin their next drive.
So after the INT, it's Kaepernick. The Sanders has got it complete. They'll contain him to just 4, second down. One thing I think that's safe to say defensively, the tackling's been really good.
And because of that, it's been very, very hard for them to move the ball because you're not getting the benefits of run after catch. They're tackling him almost on the spot. That means you have to run extra plays, harder to move it.
They call his number again. It's his 6th catch and a first down. Here's Kaepernick. It's caught by Sanders. Shotgun snap now for Kaepernick. That's caught by Butler over the middle.
Many different ways to create space, but on that play, he did it with that big, wide body of his. Didn't get a whole lot of yardage on the play, but it did what it was supposed to. Pick up a first down.
And he's going to go down. It's a sack on Kaepernick. Jonathan Allen, what a season he continues to have. His 15th sack in the campaign.
And you could say that is just another cherry on top for this defense and that entire team. But really, this defense has sparked what's been an impressive effort here in this one.
And notice you used the word sparked because you're not seeing that on the other side of the ball, are you? The offense right now, the spark has left their game, and it's been because of what you described, that defensive pressure.
Now the Eagles will use the second of their timeouts as they'll stop it with a little over 30 ticks to go in the football game. Now that after the sack, it'll be interesting to see what they have planned for 2nd and 23. To throw, Kaepernick. And this one taken in on the right sideline, but not in the field of play. They say it's incomplete. The throw led him a little too far. It brings up 3rd down. An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down.
A high throw there as this is knocked away, down to the ground and incomplete.
Got to be wary of throwing an interception here because the defense knows they're going to get tested deep. That's why they're going to put a couple of extra guys back there to try and prevent that.
Yeah, late in the 4th quarter here, trying to preserve the lead. On 4th down, the punt team is on as this is sent away. This will be fielded at the 17.
A nice return there of 11 to help mitigate a good punt.
And control of the football switching hands here with very little time remaining in this contest. Charles, it's one thing to win. It's another thing to win and put up the amount of points that they did. Boy, were they clicking on offense.
They can't help but feel great about themselves, can they? I mean, what a game to put up that number of points, continually feeling like they're moving the ball and things are working and clicking. They think that they can bottle this and carry it with them.
And as an offensive coordinator, you just don't think you can do anything wrong. Whatever you call, run, pass, it's all going to work.
That's called being in the zone.
So for Washington, they get their 6th win of the season against 10 losses.
So that'll just about do it for Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gaudin. You've been watching the NFL on EA Sports. For more, log on to easports.com.
It's a win for the Washington football team as we say so long from FedEx Field.